here are some examples of the BeFast being used. I obviously have my headgear on. And I want to be just in punch range. Not way back here, but in punch range. It's going to hit me if I miss. I cock it back, I set my speed. You could use it for your reflex to move back. And if you find that this is slow, which it is, I'm using this for an example, you just increase your speed to where it's more of a challenge. And you're going to fine tune things to where you are going to be beating this where you weren't beating it before. So, here's another, you can practice your slipping. Again, you want it to be a surprise break. You don't want to do this, where your head's moving before the thing even punched or right at the same time. You want to push slowly on the foot pedal. So you get the idea, and you don't want to exaggerate your moves either. You don't want to go like this, way over here. You just want to be enough to clear the quote-unquote punch. It's the same way when you're blocking. You want an opening to where if you missed, it hit you. So you know you missed and you're not fast enough. So you leave an opening, but like I said, when you're blocking, you block. And you want to get in the habit of not over exaggerating your blocks. I mean, this thing is meant to flex, but it's not meant to flex way back over there. So when you're blocking, get in that habit of just enough to clear your face is what you want. Not this, that. You're wasting energy and you're wasting time. So there it is. You leave an opening, you block, left hand, right hand, come up closer. Again, I'm showing it very easy. It's at a slow speed. You can use the catch method. Just remember when you're blocking, like, let's say if you went like this, and you got your arm somewhat relaxed, if that was a real punch, bam, that's what's really going to happen. So realize that this is a lot less force with the same speeds. It's not a sparring partner. Again, it's a reaction time trainer. So see it for what it is and the length that it's coming at you at, and you'll get a much better understanding of it all. You'll see people like, I'm nothing against him, Anderson Silva. You know, I saw him training his reflex, and this guy's throwing a ball at him as he's right in front of a wall, and the ball's bouncing back to the guy, and the guy would throw it again, and Anderson Silva's doing this. Well, for one, the length of it all didn't correlate to the length of a punch. You want to keep things in the distances you're going to be playing with. That length he was throwing the ball at is not the distance punches come at. Also, at the fastest I timed those at, because I have a program that I can look at the speeds frame by frame and get pretty dang accurate. The fastest ones were coming at them at 300 milliseconds. So you're deceiving yourself. You know, just a punch like this is 200 milliseconds. So you think you're fast at 300 milliseconds? Use this and get it to about 200 milliseconds. Now you're really, and then the punch length where somebody's coming and actually doing that to you. It's again, I say it's not the force of a real punch, but you want to be playing with the real speeds and the real lengths of a punch to really train your reaction times at their best. And it's not just the studies that I'm going to list on my website that show that this will make you faster through training. I mean, there's a lot of studies to show that training will get your eyes and your body to react faster. It's also seen what it's done for me. God is my witness. I used to have problems at 200 milliseconds. I mean, I would block some, but most of them would hit me. Now 200 milliseconds is a piece of cake to me. Part of it is my anxiety level. I'm more relaxed with it. I mean, it's this, and you're going to find that this helps your flinch blink reflex considerably. I mean, not to the worse, to the better. You're just going to keep your eyes focused and do what you have to do. You're not going to be thinking about it. It's just going to be your body reacting. Another thing I want to bring up, you hear time and time again, if I were to ask you, are you better, if you were leaving an opening on this, are you better being just relaxed, or are you better being tensed? What's the answer? Go on the websites, look at your martial arts stuff, look at all this other stuff where they're saying you have to be relaxed to be faster. This is going to prove that wrong. And I also found later when I proved them wrong, studies back up what I say. You want muscle tension. Granted, when you're fighting, muscle tension will wear you out faster. But when you're coming in, backing off, relax, coming in, tense up, that's up to you. And what you'll gain is 15, 20 milliseconds just by that one trick. And again, this will prove it. This will prove it. So this does truly offer a lot of good training, and you're going to learn a lot yourself, and you're going to make things a reflex because you're not thinking of what you have to do. You trained your body to do. Once you have to think, it's like forget about it. You took too much time. You're just doing it. Again, about the blocking thing. I was blocking like this at first, trying to, this. And now I'm gotten to where this. I'm just trying to clear my head is all I'm trying to do. The same way with my body. It's just this. Just block it. So that's the gist of this. Just as a note, this is a foam pad. It will stay on there very good. It's not meant to go and you go twist it off like somebody's hand. You're trying to break their wrist. Okay? It's a padded ball is what it is, and I got it really secured to this, but it's not meant to take much force. The same way with this whole apparatus. It's meant to flex, and it's meant to flex more than what I'm showing, but don't push it beyond its limit. Just like I say, get in the habit of clearing things to clear your head. The same way with ducking and moving and slipping and moving back, just enough to clear. That's what you want. And you will develop that habit with this. What I also wanted to mention was what you're getting with this is this. There's no telegraph to it. You know it's about to go, but you don't know exactly when it's going to go. Most people will do a telegraph first and then punch. That's why you see people slipping quite a bit. But if a person just went like this, those are very hard to slip at those speeds. But again, even the pros, and more than what they should. Okay, I mean, you see them doing mid-training and they're pumping their punches first. So you could say, well, the speed of their punch is, wow, it's 200 milliseconds. Well, the people forget, what did this take? This often takes at least 100 milliseconds for them. Some do it, it's just a quick thing, but time is time. If a person only reacts in a certain amount of time, why give them all that extra time to react by giving a telegraph? Or whatever, you're about doing this every time or going, I mean, these little hints people give when they're about to punch, I mean, it amazes me. It truly is amazing. So what you're practicing with this is something with no telegraph. So if a person does do this, and you've trained with this, I mean, it's going to be so slow to you because it's like, wow, all that extra time I have compared to this is just a boom. So you see the reason for training like this. Again, telegraph, a lot of time, straight out, much less time. You want to beat the other person's time to react. That's part of this training too. You could use it with your boxing gear on. Push it back. And practice your blocking. Leave an opening. Anyway, you get the picture.